In the city depicted in this video, time is valued more highly than money, and people will pay money to purchase time. The American science fantasy action movie In Time was written, produced, and directed by Andrew Niccol in 2011. As the film opens, we see a man named Will who resides in Dayton with his mother, Rochelle. There, the populace is destitute and has only one day to survive. Will's mother tells him she only has 3 days left to live and that she has a huge obligation to settle. Will receives 30 minutes from Rochelle so that he can buy a satisfying meal. Will heads off to work. Will encounters a young girl named Maya on the way to work. Will provides her with his time in a time capsule after she asks for 5 minutes from him. When Will arrives at his factory, he runs into his buddy Borel. Will manufactures time storage devices in a facility. He visits a bar at night after finishing his job. There is also an inebriated Borel. He shows a rich guy who has 100 years on his hand. Henry ignores Will's warnings that someone is watching him when he reaches him and tells him that someone is watching him. A gangster suddenly enters the bar and starts robbing people of their time. Will stays at the bar to save Henry after spotting him in danger, despite Borel's insistence that he accompany him. Henry is compelled to offer the gang's leader, Fortis, some of his time. Henry is saved by Will in some manner, and they flee together. The group pursues them. They arrive at a deserted structure. Will is informed by Henry that he resides in Greenwich and has 105 years left. Henry confesses to Will that he is tired of living and that he doesn't want to live any longer. Henry divulges the dark mysteries of their terrifying universe. Rich people raise living costs, which causes impoverished people to keep dying. Henry lends almost all of his time to Will in the morning while he is asleep before departing. When Will awakens, he discovers that he has a lot of free time. Will notices Henry seated on the bridge's top. He jumps off the bridge to end his existence. Will visits Borel later and finds his wife Greta cradling their newborn child. Will tells Borel that Henry has granted him 100 years. Before he departs, Will gives Borel the last 10 years of his existence. We see Will's mother on the other side, who has settled all of her obligations and intends to move back to her hometown. Then, as Will's mother approaches the bus stop, she is told that she must pay for 2 hours of travel time due to an increase in the old rates. Will is waiting for his mother at the bus stop with a bouquet in his palm while she runs home dejectedly. She passes away, as her time is up before Will's mother meets Will. On the other side, we see timekeepers posing as police and looking into Henry's decomposing body under the bridge. They look at the CCTV tape to see if anyone has been stealing Henry's time, but they don't find anything. Then, we see Will has landed in Greenwich and is checking into a luxury hotel. In the hotel where Will is residing, Sylvia, a young woman, is also visible as she eats her breakfast. Will pays for his breakfast and leaves a weekly gratuity for the waitress. Will inquires with an attendant about a poker casino. The timekeepers have learned that a man by the name of Will has traversed numerous city boundaries and time zones. They also captured a photo of Will traveling through a time zone. Will visits a casino where he encounters Philippe, a wealthy man who is regarded as the city's richest and who lends people money on credit. Philippe introduces his daughter Sylvia to Will after Will wins all of the games. He receives an invitation to her house gathering. To get to Sylvia's house and join the party, Will buys a car. Will is introduced to Philippe's extended relatives by him. When Will is by himself, Sylvia approaches him. They converse, which causes them to start dancing. Both venture outside late at night to a seashore. Will and Sylvia strip off before entering the ocean. They are floating inches apart in the water, naked, and their limbs are illuminated by the moon. The romantic moment is abruptly broken by a call from the beach. When they get back, Philippe invites Will to play cards with him. Will is captured by the timekeepers in the meantime, and Raymond, the timekeepers' commander, confronts Will about how he has so much time. Will claims to have been granted some time by Henry, a wealthy man, but Raymond doesn't believe him and takes it all away. Will outruns the timers and flees the scene while holding Sylvia captive. The two drive off his vehicle after coming in through the kitchen. During an automobile chase, Raymond rams Will's vehicle, putting them out of control. When morning arrives, they travel along the roads while navigating traffic jams. They pass out as Will's vehicle crashes out of nowhere. When they hear police sirens, the criminals leave after arriving and rob Sylvia of her time. Sylvia discovers her reduced time as she awakens and is surprised by it. She is given some time by Will before being driven to Borel's home. Greta informs Will that Borel drank too much wine and passed away as a result. Will sells Sylvia's jewelry and buys 2 days because he has no other choice. The following day, Will brings Sylvia to his hometown, where she observes people's miserable lives. Will contacts Raymond and requests that Philippe trade Sylvia for a transfer of 1,000 years to the ghetto city. He is warned by Raymond that if he keeps going, he will perish just like his father. Will informs Sylvia about his family history at night. Will doesn't notice any time shifts in the morning, which makes Sylvia angry with her father. Even though he didn't get the opportunity, Will still plans to let Sylvia go. He leads her to the phone booth while handing her a gun as a parting gift, and she thanks him by kissing him. While they are still in the market, Sylvia shoots Raymond as he chases after Will. When Will allows Raymond some time, Sylvia and he takes off in his car. They vanish with the police vehicle after robbing a citizen of his car. Philippe assures his colleagues at his workplace that he did not pay the ransom. When Raymond arrives, he informs Philippe that her daughter doesn't want to be saved. He is informed by Raymond that his daughter will be taken into custody. Will and Sylvia have plans to rob Sylvia's father's bank, which is where her father has stored so many time capsules. They plunder the bank, remove all the time capsules, and then give them to the underprivileged. For the time being, Fortis keeps on harassing and killing people. Then he notices a 10-year reward for the capture of Will and Sylvia on exhibit. The two spend the night in a hotel, which is surrounded later that evening by Raymond and the timekeepers. As soon as Will and Sylvia realize they are being encircled, they leap out the window to get away. Through the streets, Raymond pursues the two. They do, however, manage to escape on a bus. Fortis receives information about Will's location from one of the guys in Dayton. Will and Sylvia's motel room is stormed by Fortis and his soldiers. Fortis accepts his invitation to play strong arm and rolls up his sleeve. When Fortis loses concentration, Will, who had been struggling up until that point, reverses course. Will shoots everyone with his gin. The following day, Philippe walks into a building surrounded by numerous bodyguards. Sylvia discerns their motives and requests to speak with his father. Will, one of the guards, is aiming a gun at Philippe's cranium. As a prisoner, he holds Philippe. To deliver the time capsule to the underprivileged people in Dayton, Will and Sylvia steal it. The cops block their path as they travel, but they continue to drive. When Raymond learns that Will and Sylvia are distributing time capsules to the underprivileged, he follows them in his vehicle. Before Raymond can murder them, he expires before he has a chance. Later, we see a TV report that states that everyone in Dayton is moving to Greenwich after using a million-hour capsule that Will and Sylvia took from her father to gain access to time. Will and Sylvia are seen in the film's final scene posing in front of a bank. The movie ends there. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so you can stay updated with our daily movie recaps.